Okay, so what we're going to do today is start with chapter 1, section 1.1, linear equations and rational equations. So we'll look at a linear equation and one variable is an equation that can be written in the form ax plus b equals 0, where a and b are real numbers, a does not equal 0, and x is the variable. A linear equation in one variable is also called a first degree equation. A solution to an equation is a value of the variable that makes the equation a true statement. So we have some properties of inequalities, which I'm sure you've dealt with many times before. So if we let a, b, and c be revalued expressions, then we have the addition property of equality, which says if a is equal to b, it's equivalent to saying a plus c is equal to b plus c. In other words, we can add the same thing or subtract the same thing for that matter, as subtraction is just adding a negative. Likewise, we have the multiplication property of equality, where a is equal to b, then a times c is equal to b times c, where c does not equal 0. Again, something you've dealt with. Works for division as well, because again, division is just multiplying by the reciprocal. So how do we solve a linear equation to one variable? The first step is to simplify both sides of the equation. So we'll use a distributive property to clear parentheses. We'll combine like terms. Might want to consider clearing fractions or decimals by multiplying both sides of the equation by a least common denominator of all terms. We can use the addition property of equality, collect the variable terms on one side of the equation and constant terms on the other. Use the multiplicative property of equality to make the coefficient of the variable term equal to 1. Check the potential solution in our origin equation and write the solution set. So, a couple things to remember. Conditional equation is true for some values of the variable and false for others. An equation that is true for all values of the variable for which the expression and an equation are defined is called an identity. And an equation that is false for all values of a variable is called a contradiction. Lastly, we talk about a rational equation as an equation in which each term contains a rational expression. So we can do this. We can solve literal equations for specified variables. If we have d equals rt, we can solve for r, we can solve for t. We'll do some examples of this type of stuff, and there'll be something like that in that. So let's go to the examples. We're going to look at the skill practice problems if you want to follow along in your text. So we're looking at skill practice 1. And it simply says solve. And we have 5 times v minus 2 minus 2 is equal to 2 times v plus 2, or v plus 7, sorry, minus 3. So the first thing we need to do is distribute. We'll distribute the 5 times v and 5 times negative 2. So I have 10v minus 10. Don't forget to bring down this minus 2 here. Equals, and again, distribute the 2, and we have 2v plus 14 minus 3. We'll combine the like terms on each side, negative 10, negative 2. So I have 10v minus 12 equals 2v plus 11. So now, to get all the variables on one side, if I subtract 2v from both sides, this leaves me with 8v minus 12. And this, they cancel each other out, equals 11. So now if I add 12 to both sides, the negative 12 and positive 12 cancel out, and I get 8v equals 23. And this is not the same problem as in the book, but since we're done, we're done. V equals 23 over 8. Now, the thing we can do, and typically you'll have time, is we can plug this value in for V in every equation. So I have 23 over 8 and minus 2. Well, that's 16 over 8. Make this a little easier to deal with. Minus 2, which is 16 over 8, equals 2 times 23 over 8 plus 7, which is 56 over 8, minus 3, which is 24 over 8. So now, go ahead and do what's in the parentheses here, and I have 7 over 8 minus 16 over 8 equals 2 times 79 over 8 minus 24 over 8. So 5 times 7/8 is 35 over 8 minus 16 over 8. 2 times 79, we have 158 over 8 minus 24 over 8. And it looks like we have an issue. So what did we do wrong? Because this becomes 19 over 8, and this becomes 134 over 8. So, where'd we go wrong here? 10v minus 10 minus 2, 2v plus 14 minus 3. Subtract 2v from each side, and we get 8v minus 12 equals 11. And then we have 8v, and we added 12 to get 23. We get 23 over 8. 23 over 8 minus 2, minus 2. 2 times 23 over 8 plus 56 over 8 minus 24. Well, I don't know. Not a good way to start. So let's go to the correct equation, since I seem to have stumbled on something that doesn't want to work. So the correct equation and there you see the advantage of checking your solutions. You can see when you have a wrong answer. So it should be v minus 4. And now I have 5v minus 20 minus 2 equals 2v plus 14 minus 3. So I have 5v minus 22 equals 2v plus 11. And I think I see where the error was made. So anyways, we'll subtract 2v and we get 3v over here, and we'll add 22 and we'll get 33 over here. So v equals 11. So now we can check it. 5 times 11 minus 4 minus 2 equals 2 times 11 plus 7 minus 3. So this is 5 times 7 minus 2. This is 2 times 18 minus 3. So I have 35 minus 2 equals 36 minus 3. 33 equals 33, which is correct. So my solution set, as the book calls it, is this, set containing 11. So let's see what we have on skill practice 2. Now we have a fraction. We have irrational expressions to a degree. Y plus 5 over 2 minus y minus 2 over 4 equals y plus 7 over 3 plus 1. Now we can look for a least common denominator. And it looks like I have, okay, my denominator here is 2 and 1, 2 times 1. Well, this here is 2 times 1 times 2. And this here is 1 times 3. So my least common denominator is 12. So what I do is I multiply everything in here by 12. So 12 times y plus 5 over 2 would be 6 times y plus 5 minus 12 times y minus 2 over 4. Well, 12 divided by 4 would be 3 times y minus 2. 12 times y plus 7 over 3. Well, 12 over 3 is 4. So we have equals 4 times y plus 7. And then 12 times 1 is simply 12. Now we distribute again and we get 30y. That's where I messed up on that original problem. 6y plus 30 minus 3y plus 6. Don't forget to distribute -3 to both numbers. Equals 4y plus 28 plus 12. So combining our like terms, I have 6y minus 3y, which is 3y. I have 30 plus 6, which is plus 36 equals, here I have 4y, and I have 28 plus 12, which is plus 40. So traditionally, we like to have our variables on the left, but we don't necessarily have to. And so I don't have to deal with negative numbers. Well, I subtract 3y from both sides. Leaves me with 36 equals y plus 40. Then I subtract 40 from both sides, and I get y equals -4. Then I can check this again with my original equation. -4 plus 5 over 2 minus -4 minus 2 over 4 equals -4 plus 7 over 3 plus 1. So -4 plus 5 is 1 over 2. I have minus -4 minus -2. So it's minus -6 over 4 equals -4 plus 7, which is 3 over 3, and then plus 1. So this is 1/2, and then the double negative makes this plus, and that is 3/2 equals 1 plus 1, and 2 does equal 2. So my answer is correct, and my solution set is a set containing -4. Okay, so skill practice 3. We're looking at a real world application. We want to rent a storage unit, to rent a storage unit, customer must pay a deposit of $150 plus $52.50 per month. So we want to write a model for the cost in dollars to rent the storage unit for T months. So we're talking cost of T, C of T, and it's equal to the deposit, $150 plus 52.50 times T. And that's it. So this is part A. Part B, if Winston has a $1,200 budget for storage, how many months can he rent the unit? So that tells us that C of T is 1,200. 1,200 equals 150 plus 52.50 T. Subtract the 150, I get 1,050 equals 52.50 times T. Divide by 52.50. And let me get my calculator here. Oh, where is it? There it is. 1,050 divided by 52.50, and that gives me T equals 20. Now this is a word problem, and we're talking about months, so You can rent it on his budget for 20 months. Okay. So next up, talking about the conditional equation contradiction or identity. I'm going to skip skill practice 4. We don't really get into defining those. So we'll just skip that one and move on. And we'll solve the equation, skill practice 5, and check our answer. We have 15 over y equals 21 over 3y plus 2. So we have, what can I do here? We can find our common denominator to get rid of these fractions, which is what? Y from here and then 3y here, but we've already got the y, so it's literally just 3y. So if I multiply the whole thing in by 3 times y, here I get the y's cancel out, and I get 3 times 15. Here I get the 3 y's cancel out, so I get 21 plus 2 times 3y. So this is 45 equals 21 plus 6y. I'll subtract the 21 from both sides again. Get 24 equals 6y. Divide by 6 and I get y equals 4. Then I can check the answer. 15 over 4 equals 21 over 12 plus, I'm going to go 24 over 12. Then I'm going to make this 45 over 12 equals 21 over 12 plus 24 over 12. Multiplied by 3 over 3, which is 1, but gives me the common denominator. This is 12, not 21. So this is 45 over 12, and this is 21 plus 24 is 45 over 12. So that's it. So that is my answer. My solution set containing the number 4. Okay. Next up, skill practice 6. And we're looking at another one, solve and check your solution. We have y over y plus 5 equals -5 over y plus 5 plus 5 over 4. So what is my common denominator? Well, I see this y plus 5 here. That covers this, and then I have this 4 here. So what I'm looking to do is multiply everything by y plus 5 times 4. So here, the y plus 5's cancel out, so I end up with 4y. Here, the y plus 5's cancel out, so I end up with 4 times -5. Here, the 4's cancel out, so I end up with 5 times y plus 5. Okay, so doing a little bit of algebra here. And 4y equals -20 plus 5y plus 25. Combining my like terms, I get 4y equals 5y plus 5. Again, since I don't want to have to deal with negatives, I'll go ahead and subtract 4y from both sides. And I get, over here, I get y plus 5 equals 0. Subtract the 5, and I get y equals -5. So let's check this out. I have -5 over -5 plus 5 equals -5 over -5 plus 5 plus 5 over 4. So what happens here? First of all, this is 0. We cannot divide by 0. So we're given a solution, but it's not one that we can use. So the solution set for this would be the empty set, or no solution. Got to be careful with those. That's why checking is so important. You think it'd come out nice and even, but then looking at it, it doesn't work. So you have to double check. Take the time to check your solutions, especially on the exam. Okay, looking at the next one, we have another one like that. We have skill practice 7. And I have 11 over x squared plus 5x plus 4 minus 3 over x plus 4 equals 1 over x plus 1. So now I have to look at this. Okay, well, first of all, I need to factor this. So let's look at that. And if you look at that, that is x plus 4 times x plus 1 minus 3 times x plus 4, 1 over x plus 1. So my least common denominator is x plus 4 times x plus 1. That covers this. X plus 4 covers that. X plus 1 covers that. So we are in good shape. So now if I multiply all of this by this, the denominator cancels out here and I get 11 minus 3. The x plus 4 cancels out. So I have 3 times x plus 1 equals, and then I have my x plus 1's canceled out, so I have 1 times x plus 4. So now I do some distribution here. 1 minus 3x, or 11 minus 3x minus 3 equals x plus 4. Again, combining my like terms, I end up with 8 minus 3x equals x plus 4. I'm going to add this 3x to both sides and get 4x. I'm going to subtract this 4 to both from both sides and get 4. 4 over here. I'll divide both sides by 4 and get x equals 1. Going back to my original equation, I'll have 11 over 1 plus 4 times 1 plus 1 minus 3 over 1 plus 4 equals 1 over 1 plus 1. So this is 5 times 2, so that's 11 over 10 minus 3 over 5 equals 1 over 2. So this is 11 over 10 minus, and this would be 6 over 10, and this would be 5 over 10. And here 11 minus 6 is 5/10 equals 5/10. So our answer works. That's it. Solution set, set containing 1. Okay, looking at number 4. We'll only do a couple of these. We'll start with the first one. Skill practice 8. Now we'll do all 3 of them. We have I equals PRT, and we want to solve for T. So that means I need to divide by PNR. So T equals I divided by PR. Looking at B, we have 4x plus 3y equals 12, and we want to solve for y. So subtract 4x from both sides, we get 3y equals negative 4x plus 12. Divide by 3, we get y equals negative 4/3 x plus 4. And that is that. And then C, we have A equals 1/2 h times B plus B. And we want to solve for B. So Get rid of this by multiplying by 2. So I have 2a equals 8 times b plus b. Okay, now I can get rid of this h by dividing by h. I have 2a divided by h equals big B plus little b. Then to solve for little b, I just subtract big B. So I have 2a over h minus capital B equals lowercase b. And that is how those are done. Okay, now we have one more. Number 9. Then we have 3x minus w equals ax plus z. And we want to solve for x. So the first thing I need to do is get all my x's on one side. So I have 3x minus ax minus w equals z. Go ahead and get this w here on the other side. 3x minus ax equals w plus z. Now I can factor x out of both of these and get x times 3 minus a equals w plus z. Then I can divide by 3 minus a. X equals w plus z over 3 minus a. And that is section 1-1. Have a good day, and I will see you next time.